Welcome back to this week's episode of the Students on Campus podcast, hosted by Bella McClintock
and Justin Fry.
This past week of May 29th, there was the Impact AAPI celebration on Wednesday in conference rooms A and B. Thursday, June 1st, was the Ethnic Studies Summit in the California History Center with keynote speaker Paul Fong. Thursday was the Lead and Puente end-of-year celebration in conference room A and B. Friday was the Film and TV Department's annual Student Film and Video Show in the VPAC from 7 to 9 p.m. And Saturday was the monthly flea market in the student parking lot from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. This upcoming week of June 5th, Monday, celebrate the start of Pride Month in the main quad by raising 2 flags to honor and support the LGBTQ+ community. Afterwards, refreshments, tours, and conversation in the Pride Center. Tuesday, join the Queer Now conference from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. for workshops, open mic, and keynote speaker Honey Mahogany. Want to know more information about a philosophy major? There's a philosophy major informational in the Social Sciences and Humanities Village from 1 to 2 p.m. Wednesday is the De Anza Student Leadership Recognition Gala in conference rooms A and B from 4 to 6 p.m. This will recognize student leaders in the past year. Friday, join the Jefas Summit for Hope and Solidarity in Times of Adversity. This will be in conference rooms A and B from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is a free event that happens every spring. Jefas invites students, parents, educators, and community members to a day-long summit conference. Topics include a wide range of issues concerning the undocumented community, such as the undocumented identity and ally support. Alright, so our special guest this week is Ivette. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Ivette Contreras. I am 20 years old and I am a Chicanx major and a double majoring in women's studies as well.
So how did you hear about the Jefas program?
So I heard about it in high school. I was trying to start a Dreamers Club, but it didn't work out well. But my mentors at the time gave me the hint that there was going to be more to it and at De Anza, and I heard about it and it just really fascinated me.
What made you want to be an intern at Jefas?
Well, I'm originally an intern for CYLC, and they are the California Youth Leadership Corps, and they're all about teaching students how to implement activism and social justice into the academic but also the professional field. And when they told me that Jefas had opening for a mental health coordinator, I felt like it was like a great way to implement 2 of the major things that I'm really interested in around, like mental health but also activism.
Yeah, so what do you hope to accomplish with your time at Jefas?
I'm trying to create the kinds of resources that I needed as a student when I was in high school. I want to show students that regardless of where they are in life, they can continue their journey through education, and that's what I'm trying to create at Jefas, is the environment where students of all kinds can feel like they're welcome regardless of where they are.
Let's talk a little bit about the incident that happened at the career fair. What was your initial reaction when you heard that border control was present?
For me, I actually felt kind of angry at first. I remember asking the advisor, Shayla, and a couple of the other interns, like, what kind of jobs would people want to do at Border Patrol, or like why would people want to work there? But then I started like reflecting on like, yeah, it is like, I guess it is like a job that is needed in a way, and like, you know, people can do good things with it, they just need to have the right intentions. But after that kind of settled, I started to feel kind of afraid, especially when I went myself into the career fair, because I wasn't sure what kinds of questions I can ask the employers without outing myself as an undocumented student. And if I did, or if I said the wrong thing, like, would they go to like Border Patrol, or
right,
like, you know,
definitely really scary.
Yeah, so Border Patrol was located right behind where the Jefas booth was. So yeah, they were just like at the other corner of the fountain.
Yeah, I was there. I remember seeing how close it was. It was kind of scary. And, you know, the guy that was working the booth definitely was, you know, carrying. So that was also a little intimidating. I was like, why are you bringing that to, you know, a college campus? That was also really frustrating. So how do you feel that the incident was handled by De Anza?
Well, from what I've known and kind of what has not been happening of like, you know, around people holding themselves accountable for what they did. I know that some of the two interns, Jocelyn and Kitia, that were running the booth, they went to the people that put the booth, like the career fair together, and they told them, but I believe they were saying that they were acting kind of surprised, but I've been told that a student had brought it up in the planning committee for the career fair, and that nothing was said or nothing was changed around it. But also too, there's just been a lot of things that we've found out that it just, I guess I'm kind of disappointed with what hasn't been happening to, like.
Right. So what were some of the things that you found out, and how do you feel Deanza could have handled this better?
So I found out that in the list of job places or organizations that were going to come to the career fair, that the majority were on there, but Border Patrol wasn't. And I believe that the police was, but so then if the police was, like, why wasn't Border Patrol?
I think it was the police academy, though. And then there was also, like, army people there.
There were multiple gun-carrying institutions at the career fair. Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about what happened with HEFOS afterwards?
So because I had gone to Shayla, the program coordinator for HEFOS, around like how I felt, and then she was also reflecting on how she felt, and we knew that we probably weren't the only ones, so we wanted, like, Shayla came up with the idea of creating a space for students to reflect and heal in union with one another that were affected by the event. So we created the healing circle that took place last Monday, I believe.
Yeah. How do you feel that went?
I think it went really well. I felt like people were able to really express themselves and let go of the fear or the emotions that they must have felt behind it, and really dug into like how it made them feel, and like kind of use the emotions, what like the darker emotions, to fuel them into like creating something different so that this doesn't happen again.
That's really interesting. I'm glad you guys were able to come together and kind of, you know, work together to get past this really unfortunate incident that happened on campus. Is there any advice you would like to share with other Latinx students on campus?
Around a specific thing, or just like in general? Just
in general, as students coming back to campus after being online, or incoming students that don't know about the resources.
Okay. Well, the biggest thing, at least for me, that I wish someone would have told me before was, like, if, like, you know, school wasn't my thing in high school, like, don't take asynchronous courses or try to go towards, like, those in-person classes, because it's very easy to fall off of the asynchronous or, like, synchronous courses if you're not used to it. And also, on top of that, like, at least for me, when I was in high school, I didn't think, like, using school resources was cool and stuff like that. So kind of, like, moving away from that and, like, really looking into, like, at least, like, what you're passionate about. Because I feel like Deanza does have a lot of those opportunities, like the automotive programs and all of those kinds of things. Like, I felt like that, like, Deanza offers opportunities, like, outside of the regular academia. So for, like, students to really, like, dig deeper or like find people that could dig for them, because like a lot of people at the ends are willing to like help you out if you want, like if you really want it.
Yeah, that's one thing I've definitely agree with about dance is the professors and, you know, the resources here, everyone's here to help you as a student, which I agree didn't really happen in high school. Is there anything else you would like to add while you're here?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thank you for coming onto our podcast. We're so grateful to have you here. And if you guys have any information, how can people reach you about joining HEFOS?
Yeah, so we have the website. So you would just go like Deanza and then look up HEFOS, and then you can either sign up to become a member. So it would just give you more, like, I think it's kind of the same thing as like the emails, but like you get like the notice of like, you know, the events we're gonna have, and like it's just like more inclusive in a way. But we also, like, if you don't want to be that inclusive, you can just sign up for the newsletter, which comes like through the email weekly. And we also give like opportunities like workshops, scholarships, financial aid.
You guys have a summit this upcoming Friday?
Yeah, so next Friday, June 9th from 10 to 4, we're going to have the HEFA Summit around the unbreakable bond and how to navigate adversity, like, through community. So it's going to be a really good time, and we're going to have, like, a bunch of different workshops around mental health, financial empowerment, and law rights. Know your rights. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, so this is our advice column, and today we have Connor with us. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi everybody, my name is Connor, and I am the photography editor for Laveau's News.
So excited to have you. This is your first time on the podcast.
Yes.
All right. So a student wrote in today, and they said, I'm having trouble telling my friends no. Lately, my group of friends have been wanting to go out every weekend, but I have work and school plus extracurriculars. I feel bad because I want to hang out, but I need help saying no and balancing my time so I can hang out when I am available. What are your thoughts?
Maybe you could use the calendar to help block out your time. So maybe say that you're going to spend 30 minutes here and there working on your assignments, and then also maybe allowing 1 or 2 hours to hang out with friends, and then just also tell your friends that it's okay. Like, you just got to be open with them. Say, hey, I have a lot going on right now. Just tell your friends that you need a little bit of flexibility with your schedule.
Yeah, no, we had a question like this previously in terms of balancing work and life, and that one was specifically around work. As Connor was saying, I think it's really important. If you do say no, you need to set boundaries around your time because you need to get your stuff done. But you also need to come back and say, hey, I'm available at this time, so you're not alienating your friends, because I've had friends do that before and it doesn't feel good to be on the receiving end of that. It's like, okay, so you just don't want to hang out,
Yeah, definitely. I found it helpful to use the calendar app to help block out my times. So I'll say, Monday between 12 and 3, I'm going to be working on my essay and my calculus quiz, and I also use the To-Do app on my phone a lot. I think that helps remind me of what assignments I still have to get done or other things in life that I need to get done. Maybe I need to walk the dog or take out the trash, whatever it may be. And using those 2 apps have really helped me in college to help manage my time.
I also think that this is what I do, because I also work and go to school and have some extracurriculars. What I do is once a week I have a day where I don't have an obligation, and I just kind of leave that open to plans. If people want to go out, then that's, the day I can go out. Or if my family wants to get dinner, that's the day I go out with my family. Yeah, and so it's kind of like the day where it's, not homework day, it's not work day. It's just my relax and, hang out with my friends day. But I do agree it is tough, especially when people don't plan in advance and people want to do spontaneous things. Yeah. That's always frustrating when it's like, you guys know that I'm busy, but at the same time you're like, I don't want you guys to stop inviting me.
Yeah, I'm definitely a little bit spontaneous. I kind of do the same thing, but usually I'm like, okay, Monday, like I'm going to set aside this much time to work on, these assignments. And then, maybe Tuesday evenings I'll dedicate that. If my friends are available, then I'll go hang out.
Yeah, and something which I find helpful is clearly communicating with my friends, what my schedule is, so they know, I have class in the morning. Generally, after 4 o'clock, I have time. Fridays, I'm free. I really like what Bella had to say about keeping a day open and communicating with your friends. Like, this is when I can meet. This is when I will have time. That's
absolutely.
As for saying no, I don't think you should feel bad about saying no.
For sure.
I think it's totally valid to say, I can't do this right now. I don't have the time capacity. And if they really don't, trust your boundaries, then are they really friends?
I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I would say to this person that wrote in, communicate with your friends that you do still want to hang out with them, because like Justin said, it does kind of hurt when you ask your friends to hang out and they keep saying no. Just clearly communicate that, I can't today, but I can Friday. Something of the sort.
Yeah, definitely having another day ready in hand to tell them is a good way to let them know that you're still obviously wanting to be friends and still wanting to hang out. It's just people, everybody has life stuff going on, and everybody's busy, and yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you for joining us today, Connor.
Thank you for having me.
And as every week, there are resources for students on campus. This includes the mobile food pantry, housing assistance, and health and psychological services. There's VTA Smart Passes and Clipper cards for all students. There's HEFOS through VITA for undocumented student support. There is a Pride Center on campus with LGBTQ+ resources, and as always, come and join Lavos. We are a student-run publication that has been the voice of De Anza since 1967. Send us a DM on Instagram or email us, or even join us in room L42. This podcast was written by Bella McClintock, recorded by Bella McClintock and Justin Fry, and produced and edited by Justin Fry.